first exercise that I would like to invite us to do involves a Post-it note and a ball. Do you also have them, Pamela, around? Yay. Okay, you can also use a piece of cardboard and a piece of scotch. That also works, yes. So,
yes.
And any
The
ball.
glue is not working, so
it's okay.
what I have.
And even what you throw around doesn't even need to be round. I think you have a little heart, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So a squishy heart. Mine is a squishy ball. Okay, so we're going to start by covering, so by letting see, rather, the eye that sees better, if we have a difference between our two eyes, or the directive eye. Yes? If we know which one it is. So typically the directive eye is the eye that we would use to look through a camera, for example, or a telescope or a microscope. We would naturally put it on that eye. Yeah? So you're going to cover the other one and you're going to let see that eye. And the way you're going to cover it, and we're not using an eye patch, we're using a Post-it note on purpose so that it leaves the side active. The peripheral view is visible, can see, yeah? And so you glue them on the forehead. It should go following the line of your nose, yes? Covering the central vision of that eye, but leaving the periphery active, yeah? And now that you have covered your eye, so we only have one eye. And why do we want to stimulate our eyes separately? Because the eyes are the only organs in the body that send information to both brain hemispheres. They have a more complex relationship with our brain. And so when we isolate, seeing with one eye and seeing with the other eye, our brain can first best take advantage of what's going on, the connection between the brain and that eye, and then the other eye, and then it can put it together. It's like when you have two kids, you don't always go everywhere with both kids all the time, right? You want to develop a special relationship with each of the kids separately and also together. So that's what we're going to do now. And we're going to do it in a fun way. So you just take a ball and you're going to throw it with both hands first. Yes, I'm going to let you guide this, Pamela, with both hands and then one hand and then the other, because I need to close the door. So
yes.
You continue.
So we throw the ball. It doesn't matter if fell the ball. So that's kind of funny, right? Like sometimes can fall at the floor and we need to go to get it. So we switch from two hands to one hand. Whoops. And that's the funny piece. Like this is a game and a way to enjoy and move our eyes. Our eyes are moving all the time, trying to follow the ball. And it's a way that naturally stimulate the movement of our eye. So we will keep doing that. You can pass the ball from one hand to the other one. Could be a little bit hard at the beginning, but then you will get the flow. And again, if it's fell, it doesn't matter.
You laugh if it falls. It's a good reason to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can throw it with both hands, with one hand, with the other hand. It's a bit more difficult when you do it with just one hand, especially when you do it with your non-directive hand. But as the ball falls, you just laugh and then continue. And over time, you improve with this practice. And the best part is that not only your eyesight improves, but your brain improves. This is also good gymnastics for keeping your brain young and doing things in different ways. Yes? Maybe you already mentioned this while I was closing the door. Okay, so we can do this for a little while. We can throw also the ball at different heights. Then it makes us look at different distances because we're following the trajectory of the ball. Okay, now we're going to stop for now. We're going to close the eyes, remove the Post-it note, and just take a moment to notice the difference between the sensations of the eye that was practicing, that was seeing, and the sensations of the other eye. How is it for you, Pamela? What are the sensations that you have?
My sensations, I know I feel more moisturized, my eye. The one was playing around, more fresh,
Yep.
like more awake, if I can
Yep.
say it in that way. It's a
Yep.
really good sensation.
So it's interesting to notice that the eye that was quote, quote, working, the eye that was playing actually feels better. It's the eye that feels refreshed, stimulated, relaxed. So actually looking at different distances and being interested in objects in movement relaxes and helps the eyes to feel better. So now we're going to do the same, but with the other eye. So you're going to put the Post-it note covering the eye that sees better, the eye that we just played with. And now you would spend twice the time with the other eye. So why did we start with the eye that sees better? Because it's the one that is used, we can start already, it's the one that is used to sing and to have the leading voice. So we want to give it its place to recognize how important it is for us. But then we want to give twice the time the other eye that is less active, so that the brain takes it into account more and that it's more stimulated. And we start the same way. We start with both hands, and maybe in the beginning we have a harder time to catch it because this eye is less used to being active. That's okay. If the ball falls, we laugh, and it's all good. Yeah, and then we're going to do the same with just one hand. Maybe with a directive hand, it's easier. Then with the other hand, yeah, we can vary the distances. I sprained my wrist a little bit on my left hand, so it's a bit more difficult because I have a little bit of pain. But anyway, and then like Pamela was suggesting, you can pass it from one hand to the other. That's another way too. And we're not going to spend like a very long time now with this eye because I want to explain more exercises to you. But of course, at home, you can do this as long as you want. And you can stimulate the second eye again twice the time that you did for the first one. If there's a difference or one eye sees less. Yes? Okay, and now we can stop and we can notice again, we can remove the Post-it from our forehead, and we can take a moment to notice now how the eyes feel. And what's your experience, Pamela? How do your eyes feel now that you've stimulated both of them?
Both feel better.
Mm-hmm.
They both feel more fresh, moisturized, happy,
More relaxed, absolutely.
relaxed. Yes.
More soft, more alive, more vibrant. And I'd like to know if that's your case as well. So anyway, we're going to do a little palming before we open our eyes again. And after we'll ask you about your experience. So you know how the palming goes. You shake your hands or you rub them against each other so they're relaxed and they're warm. And you make a shape of a cup or a spoon with them. You put the fingers on your forehead. You cup your eyes with your hands, with your palms. That's why it's called palming, because it's the palm that goes to the eye, not the fingers. And you make sure that you can breathe. You can put your elbows on a table or a cushion or on your knees, whatever's more comfortable for you. And while you feel the warmth of your hands helping relax your eyes even more, you also notice with your eyes closed how it's very, very dark. And you can imagine the black that you see getting darker and darker. And you can imagine something to increase your perception of darkness. For example, you could imagine a black horse. You could imagine a black panther. You could imagine a black cloak of a magician. You could imagine the ball number 8 when you play pool. Or you could simply imagine ink that's falling on your closed eyelids. And as the ink is falling, it's spreading giving a darker sensation of your closed eyes. So keep imagining the black getting darker and darker. And as you do that, notice how your eyes are relaxing, how your mind is relaxing. And make sure also that your breathing is slow and deep. Yeah, you could do palming as long as you want. The only a heads up or caveat is for people who have high intraocular pressure. You shouldn't do it more than 5 minutes at a time. But if you don't have high intraocular pressure or glaucoma, you can do the palming as long as you want. But because I want to teach you other exercises, we're going to keep it short. So we'll just stop in a moment now. And so how do you stop palming? A very nice way to do it is to keep your eyes closed and to keep your hands on your eyes, and you make your posture straight again. And while keeping your eyes closed, you're going to remove the hands from your closed eyelids. And while you do that very slowly, notice the colors that you see in your closed eyelids. It could be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And as you remove your hands from your closed eyes, this color is going to change until it doesn't change anymore. So then it's the perfect time to yawn, stretch, moan. Make sure that you remove tensions from your neck, from your head, from your arms, from your back. In this way, you also help the fascias, the connective tissue that connects the muscles, the focusing muscles in your eyes with other parts of your body. You get more oxygen, more relaxation, and you still have your eyes closed. And now, how are you going to open them? You're not going to open them at once, but you're going to blink like a butterfly, very quickly and very soft, so that you get your eyes used to the light again in the atmosphere around you. And then by blinking like this, you also encourage your eyes to keep blinking. And then you can look around and notice what has changed and how you see different and better.